Hello everyone, back to you in today's second video. We're doing the USA update for today's second video. So we're going to look at whether the next 10 to 14 days for the United States, and we'll extend out beyond that with FSB2, and that's going to take us through the next 4 weeks to the latter stages of August. So I'll bring you up to date with all of the developments in a moment. Just say that the first video released today was the 10 to 14 day update for the UK and for Northern Europe as well. So have a look at that, and have a watch of that if you'd like to do so. These USA forecasts and videos are YouTube exclusive, so they're not embedded to GavsWeatherVids.com. If you want to know when we are releasing our USA forecast, usually on a Monday and a Thursday around this time of the day, then you'll need to subscribe to the channel, click all notifications as well, and then you'll be notified when we are releasing these videos. Okay, so we're going to start off with the current situation in the tropics, of course. So we had Hurricane Hannah yesterday. That is now in central parts of Mexico as a tropical depression. It's Tropical Depression Hannah, and I think it's getting ever weaker as well. So that's moved inland into central Mexico. And then we've got this red X just here. That is a disturbance area. That is actually disturbance 1 with an 80% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. National Hurricane Center are saying shower activity associated with a broad area of low pressure located a little more than 1,000 miles east of the Windward Islands has become a little less organised since last night. However, environmental conditions are expected to become more favourable for development in a day or two, and a tropical depression or tropical storm will likely form within the next couple of days. The system is forecast to move west to west northwest at 15-20 miles per hour, and could begin to affect portions of the Lesser Antilles on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Interests on those islands should continue to monitor the progress of the system. So it's going to move in that sort of direction and become a tropical storm, and then of course we shall see what happens after that. The next name is, I think this is Isaias, or it could be Isaiah, so I'm not absolutely certain how to pronounce that. Isaias. So Isaias or Isaiah maybe, but that's the next name, the tropical storm Isaiah or Isaias, I think, in the next couple of days. These are how the upper level winds are looking from earthnullschool.net across the tropical Atlantic. So this is the disturbance area just here. So that's where the disturbance area is right now. Cluster of thunderstorms, essentially, but it's going to move in that sort of direction, picking up energy as it does so, becoming a tropical storm, and probably getting to Windward Islands somewhere around Wednesday. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye on it. Of course, it may develop over the next few days, and it could become quite a significant feature. This is how the GFS is forecasting this system. This is from TroubleTidbits.com, of course. So this is the area of low pressure just here that is going to become this tropical storm. That's its current position. We've got like the Windward Islands just there, and then we've got the Caribbean over there. There's Florida, Gulf of Mexico through here, or Gulf Coast of the States. Right, let's see what GFS does with this. So keep an eye on this area of low pressure as we run through these slides. So as we move towards the middle part of the week, this Wednesday, low pressure is heading in towards Windward Islands, probably at this point as a tropical storm. Looks like it develops further as we go through into Thursday. So it could be around Wednesday, Thursday. If this is going to become a hurricane, it might do it around sort of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as it passes Windward Islands and begins to move towards the Caribbean. There it is on Friday, for example, moving in towards the Caribbean islands. But it carries on pushing northward, so it heads towards the Bahamas and that sort of area as we go through into the weekend. It looks like at this point it's beginning to weaken a little bit, but it's still quite a significant area of low pressure around here. It does get a little bit stuck then, somewhere somewhere north of the Bahamas perhaps. Gets a little bit stuck with the GFS. At that point, and then it just looks like it just sort of fizzles out, perhaps moves towards the east coast of America, but it's quite a weak system by then moving towards the east coast. There's no sign of anything else developing until maybe there. That's another let's get rid of that. That's another disturbance area that we've got just here, I think. This is by the 8th of August, so another little disturbance area being picked up on there. So yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on what's going to happen with this. It does look as though it's going to make it to a tropical storm. It might go further to a hurricane as we get towards the last stage of the week. It moves in towards the Caribbean. We shall see. This is how the ECM is looking with this. So again, that's the area of low pressure just there. This moves in 24-hourly steps. So by sort of midnight Wednesday, the what will probably by then be a tropical storm moving towards the Windward Islands. And then again, same idea as the GFS pushing on through the Caribbean, although slightly further south, really, than where the GFS has it. So that's the area of low pressure just there with the ECM by Friday, midnight Thursday to Friday, pushing in through the Caribbean. It sort of heads into that sort of direction by the weekend. It's around here. So remember, GFS, but the weekend has his system somewhere around there. The ECM has it around here. So quite a large discrepancy by the weekend in the placement of this system. And then perhaps moving in towards the Gulf of Mexico, this low pressure here, this general sort of trough of blue that's developing in the Gulf of Mexico, I think is like what's left of this tropical storm. Of course, it could pick up energy in the Gulf of Mexico too. So yeah, at the moment we can say that it is going to affect the Caribbean, but exactly where that will be remains to be seen. It certainly looks like it's going to become a tropical storm, might go to hurricane, and we will keep a close eye on it. At the moment, it doesn't look as though America is going to be impacted by this, but it is very, very early days. The system hasn't even formed as a tropical storm yet, so we should just have to continue to watch and monitor. Right, so these are the 500 millibar high W flow charts from Penn State University. We've got the ECMWF for the next week, 10 days. Got the ECMWF on the left, and the GFS is on the right. So this is taking us to around the 6th of August, so towards the end of the first week of August, essentially. So both models are in agreement that there's going to be a ridge of high pressure, which has been an omnipresent feature through this very hot July across America. Ridge of high pressure moving up towards Canada now, so the ridge is going a little bit further northwards, and that probably allows somewhat cooler air to start to dig down into some northern and northeastern states. So where it's been hot through like the Midwest, where it's been very hot through the Midwest, the east and the northeast, we may see a little bit of a cool down coming along through the first week of August. It's possible we will just see a slight decrease in the temperature through the first week of August after this very, very hot July that we have had across many parts of the United States. Of course, in the west and in the south, it will remain very, very hot through there. But further northwards, sort of Midwest, Great Lakes, east and northeast, we may start to see the temperature just reducing a little bit through there. These are a GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're looking at Rochester in New York today, in New York State. So the red line, of course, is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Rochester. Starting off very hot at the moment. The heat that we have through this really hot July continues. So upper air temperatures are still very hot at the moment, but they are on the slide. And through this week, we're going to see the upper air temperatures cooling down back closer to average. And then as we go on through the first week of August into the second week of August, it doesn't look like it gets as hot as it has been. So through this period, we're close to or slightly above average at times with the upper air temperatures. Maybe gets a little bit hotter through there. That's into the second week of August. It's a very long way out. Overall, it looks as though that the most intense of the heat is probably passing for the time being, but of course it's early in the summer still, really. So it can get very, very hot through August, and even in September. It can get really hot in many eastern parts of America. So I wouldn't necessarily say, but it won't get as hot as it has been again this summer. But for the time being, it looks as though the heat is relenting just a little bit in the east and in the northeast, and also quite unsettled as well. So thunderstorms as the temperature cools down, then drier for a few days, and then perhaps quite a wet spell setting up through the first week of August. There's quite a lot of rainfall spikes then, no doubt, with heavy showers and thunderstorms coming through quite regularly. Temperature anomalies from the 27th of July to the 4th of August are looking like this. So pretty indicative of what I was just saying, really. The west looks very hot. These western states very substantially above average, but from like the midwest towards the east, it is cooler, although the east coast itself is actually still quite warm. But I would suspect these cooler temperatures are probably over the next few days going to progress eastwards towards these eastern coastal states. They may do, but certainly for the Midwest, Great Lakes, those sort of areas, it does look as though temperatures will be sliding, maybe to go a little bit cooler than average for a while anyway, through the opening days of August. Still be very warm, of course, because it's high summer in America, so even if it's a bit cooler than average, it'll still be very warm for most of those states. Precipitation anomalies look like that, so it does vary from area to area. It's dry in the west and the southwest, of course, as you would expect it to be. Up in the north, up here around the Great Lakes, it's dry and average up there. That's because it's got the ridge up towards Canada. It's that ridge that's pulling down those cooler temperatures out of Canada. More unsettled under the ridge through here. That's when we've got some heavy showers and thunderstorms, and they do progress onto the east side as well. Pretty dry down towards Florida. Right, so that's how the GFS is looking for tomorrow. So we've got a trough of low pressure up towards the northeast, pulling in these cooler temperatures out of Canada into the far north and northeast. Otherwise, though, many southern states, also at the eastern side, looking pretty hot, and out in the west, of course, as you expect, looks very hot through there. There's the upper air temperatures for tomorrow, showing those slightly cooler upper air temperatures just inching down into northern parts of states, but really through most parts of America, as you'd expect in the sort of final stage of July in high summer, it is pretty hot through most parts of the continent. We go through to Wednesday again, same idea. Low pressure is up towards the far northeast. That starts to draw in some, or it is drawing in some cooler air from Canada. We move into a second half of the week, and that low pressure progresses over towards the east coast then, as we start to build a ridge up out to the west and through the central western states. There'll be a ridge building there. So that low pressure pushes over towards the far northeast. Everything going very slack over the weekend. That could be indicative of some thunderstorms getting going. A ridge of high pressure around the American-Canadian border just there. Again, that's drawing in some cooler air from Canada into those northern and northeastern states too. That's how the upper air temperatures are looking on Sunday. So you can see that those cooler upper air temperatures, I mean, it's still very warm. Where I'm in the UK, that would be classed as very warm upper air temperatures, really. But it is a lot cooler than it has been, with these upper air temperatures being forced down from Canada into these midwestern states. It does still look pretty hot over towards the eastern side, and on the western side, of course, very, very hot through there away from the Pacific Northwest anyway. Into next week, that's how things are looking. So by then, we've got this ridge perhaps trying to reform a little bit over on the east side, and probably start to draw some hotter upper air temperatures back up from the south again. Maybe, and that's how we look as we move up towards day 10. So again, a little bit of a ridge reforming on the eastern side of America, pulling up those hotter southerly winds once again. Upper air temperatures look like they're getting hotter from the south across many of these eastern states, and it is very hot, of course, out in the west and in the southwest too. In the more extended range with this GFS run, again, just suggests something a little bit cooler coming back down from Canada into some of these northern and northeastern states. So temperatures, again, cooling down a little bit, although it is with a ridge of high pressure, so there should be quite a bit of dry weather away from the east coast, where heavy showers and thunderstorms are possible with this trough of low pressure. But the main thing is just that the temperatures are gradually sliding. There's the upper air temperatures as far as we go with the with this GFS run to the 12th of August. And again, you can see it clearly looks quite a lot cooler than these northern and northeastern states. So August not looking like going to be as hot a month in the north and in the northeast and the east as July. Looks as though this very, very hot July will not be repeated in August. It's probably the first sort of half of it anyway, because heat may come back later on. Out in the west, I have to re-emphasise, out in the west, it does still look really, really hot there, right away from like the far southwest up to the Canadian border. The ECM again looks like that, so it's the same idea. We're drawing in some cooler air into these far northeast states at the moment. Otherwise, it's still very hot seeing many parts of America at the moment. Gradually, those temperatures cool down a little bit as this week progresses in the far north and northeast. And then over the weekend, possibly starting to draw up some hotter air from the south again over the weekend, but probably not lasting all that long. There's the upper air temperatures for Monday. So again, it's pretty hot still on this eastern side, up the eastern seaboard. It's still pretty hot there. Many of these southern states looking hot too. The west looks very hot. And then up towards the northeast, that's where it's just a little bit cooler around the Great Lakes, going up towards Canada. As we head up towards day 10, that's how we look with the Euro. So again, everything looking very slack, and the upper air temperatures look like that, maybe drawing up some warmer air from the south by day 10, which is Thursday, the 6th of August. But even then, the north and the northeast is probably not as hot as it has been through this really, really hot July. CFS-V2 finally, so these are 500 millibar heights breaking down to week periods. The first week period takes from 27th of July to 2nd of August. So the coming week has a high pressure that's delivered the heat wave a little bit further northwards and westwards than it has been, and that does allow something slightly cooler to head southwards in some of those northern and northeastern states. Week 2 is the 3rd to the 9th of August, and again got a little bit of a ridge here in the northeast, but overall we haven't got that large ridge that has given us such a hot July, so temperatures should be a little bit lower, particularly for the north and for the northeast as well, and probably a little bit on the showery, thundery side as well. That's week 3. It's the 10th to the 16th of August. The ridge may be reforming a little bit in the northeast. That could be starting to draw up some hotter air from the south again. And that's week 4. So this is the 17th to 23rd of August. The ridge is a long way north then. Everything very slack across America, but I think the jets are probably coming through a little bit like that, and so just generally looks a little bit more changeable through this August. I think just a little bit cooler than it has been. Temperature anomalies in weekend from the 27th of July to 6th of August look significantly cooler through the Midwest, for example, and going up to the north. Still quite hot on the eastern seaboard on the east coast, and out in the west still pretty warm to hot through there. Week 2, which is the 3rd to the 9th of August, looks a bit hotter in the northeast, cool down towards the south, and hot over towards the west. But then week 3 cools down again, so this is the 10th to the 16th of August. So it tries to get hot again. It tries to go back, if you like, to the pattern that's given us this very hot July. But it's only a brief sort of return of that pattern. And by week 3, which is the 10th to the 16th of August, actually the temperature on has gone cooler again through many of those midwestern and eastern states once more. And then week 4, which is the 17th to the 23rd of August, it begins to try and get warmer again in the east and the northeast. So a bit of a seesaw August coming through there with hotter and colder interludes, or cooler interludes, alternating with one another. But overall, not the consistent hot pattern that we have had through this very hot July. Precipitation anomalies, lastly, so this is the rainfall anomaly for week 1, 27th of July, 2nd of August. Dry in the extreme northeast, pretty wet though through the Midwest, going down towards the southeast. Big showers and thunderstorms coming through there. Week 2 is the 3rd to the 9th of August. The east coast looks relatively dry, but inland through the east and up towards the northeast, it looks like it's a little bit of a wetter week there. Some heavy showers and some thunderstorms, drier out towards the west. Week 3 is the 10th to the 16th of August. Dry in the extreme northeast, heavy showers and thunderstorms on the eastern side. These central western areas looking drier. And then week 4 is the 17th, 23rd of August. Again, the suggestion is there that there's more precipitation around through this August. So probably in the form of heavy showers and thunderstorms. But generally, this does look a little bit more unsettled for August than we've had in July. And many of those eastern and midwestern states look rather sort of slightly wetter than average there from the 17th to 23rd of August. So, I mean, there is going to be hot weather at times. It's not going to be a continuously cool month, but it does look as though this August is going to be cooler than this very hot July that you've experienced across many parts of America over the past few weeks. So it looks like the heat wave has, the peak of the heat wave has probably passed for the time being for like the Midwest and up towards the east and the northeast too. And temperatures should be a little bit more comfortable at times through this August, where there will be hot weather. At times it does look as though the pattern will try to reform that we've had with this very hot July, but probably not successfully so for all that long, and then like it'll come back, the heat will come back for a few days, but then break down again. See what I mean? So yeah, it looks like a rather cooler August compared to the July that we've had in the Midwest and in the Northeast, but with some hot weather at times. And of course, all eyes will be on the tropical Atlantic and the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico in the next few days, weeks and months. Right, that's it then for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like. Let us know in the comments what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have our next update for the United States on Thursday. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.